So, are your knives as sharp as a professional chef's? Why not? Don't you think having a dull knife is kind of annoying and it's a little risky, to be honest? I love cooking, so I like to keep my knives pretty sharp. I don't want to have to struggle to cut a carrot, for example, and I don't want to struggle to keep my safety in check. So today we're going to talk about why you would want to sharpen your knives pretty regularly for your own safety, how to do it, and what kind of different knives there are, and why you would want to sharpen them different ways. So basically, you want to keep your knives sharp to maintain your own safety. If you have to put a lot of pressure on a knife to cut something, you risk slipping the knife off of whatever you're cutting, and you're putting your own fingers in harm's way. Obviously, you don't want to do that. And according to Nella Cutlery, keeping your knives sharp is required on commercial premises, required by chefs to keep their knives sharp, and basically to get them from cutting themselves. And it really lets them do more efficient work, lets them cut neater, makes their job easier, and lets them do their job better. So basically, keep your knives as sharp constantly, consistently, and you should be fine. Sharpening your knife is pretty simple. Basically, you have a whetstone. I bought this off Amazon pretty cheap. And you have some towels to keep your surface area clean. I'm on my kitchen table. And you want some water. The whetstone needs to be submerged in water prior to the process. And throughout the process, you're going to want to wet the stone as well. And according to the blog Mediocre Chef, getting a whetstone is pretty essential for this process because a lot of knife sharpeners really don't work that well and leave the edge kind of messed up for the future. And there's different grits of the stones as well. So 400 is pretty coarse, 1000 is fine coarseness, 3000, I have another stone, is very fine, and 8000 is super fine for very sharp knives. And basically what you want to do is, once you have your items, you're going to want to find the angle of the edge. This one, or the angle goes from about 18 degrees to 35 degrees, and this one is about 20 degrees. So you would find the angle and you would run the knife along the block, and you would do that for about 20 times on one side, 20 times on the other side, and you would continuously go down from that until you reached about, let's say, 15. Then you would want to switch the stones to a finer grit, and you would want to hone the knife a little bit more. So that's sharpening the knife, making sure the edge is very fine. And you would do that over and over again. I'm doing a bad job, but you would want to do that for as many times until the knife is very sharp. So not all knives need to be quite as sharp as each other. So different knives have different purposes. So this is a basic kitchen knife. This is used for vegetables, meat, whatever you want to do. Then you have sort of a fish filleting knife, which is a very bendy knife, you can see. It's used to go around the fish bones type of thing and fillet just the meat off the fish. Then you have very strong and sturdy hunting knife, which you can do for pretty much anything. They're made to be really strong. They're not going to break in the wilderness. And you have things like a cleaver, which is mainly for chopping things, so they don't need to be quite as sharp because you have the weight of the blade on it. And so basically, knives are not toys, and if you know how to treat them correctly, they can last you forever. Okay, having dull knives is dangerous and a little inefficient, so sharpening them is extremely beneficial. In my speech, I explained why you need to sharpen knives for efficiency and safety. I showed you how to sharpen them with a whetstone, water, and towels. And I explained different kinds of knives and why they need to be sharpened differently, and they all have different purposes. Now that you know a little bit more about knives, I'm hoping you can take this into your personal life. If you cook, I don't know, maybe you take out every day, and maybe you can maintain your efficiency in cooking and your safety in the kitchen a little bit better. Thank you.